Alrighty. This is probably going to be a weird kind of like little retrospective video because I had was in a conversation with one of my friends and he came up with like a good point where it was like if a lot of the shoes that we have like now, like Jordans wise and stuff like that, stuff that was popular I'd say like 4 or 5 years ago, imagine like telling yourself or telling your past self that these shoes would be below retail. Like and I was just like, man, that would make an interesting video. So here we are. And it's kind of just hindsight is 2020 when it comes to looking at shoes like this. Cause man, the time 2020 through like 2023 was a time for shoes because everything was reselling. And it was kind of looking back at it, it's kind of crazy how the stuff that was reselling. Let's start off with these. Royal. To think that, this shoe was I remember. It's probably gonna be a whole lot of I remembers, but this shoe used to be in the 400 range. When I had a pair, they were around like $400, and I remember trading a pair of Jordan 4s for these things, and I was like, man, that's such a good trade. I got these for the low because of the Jordan 4. And looking now, I'm just like, oh wow, like they're barely above retail, which is kind of crazy. And I was just like, wow. It's just like this shoe, when it first was announced, people loved this shoe. And it's still a nice shoe, don't get me wrong. But it's just the Jordan 1. It's just like, wow, not a single soul really like wants them anymore. Because like look at that. 200, I'm using my personal size. $212 for this shoe. This shoe used to be 400 plus minimum, right? And this is another example. My friend, he just sold his pair, and I was shocked on how low they are. So this shoe at one point was like 1,000. Let me see if it shows it on the graph. No, okay. Eh. At certain points, it would like spike to like 600. I definitely over exaggerated it, but like this was like a $700 shoe at one point, brand new, and it's slowly going down. Like especially if you look at the used market, they're barely like going over $250, which is crazy to think about considering everybody wanted this pair of fours. I have one, like I have a pair, and from my own experience, I didn't pay this. I paid 300, and it was just like wow, how the it feels like everything that you wanted, especially if you're like I'd say you're in like you're let's say you're in school, like you're a teenager looking at all the shoes now. That's how I felt back then because I was like, man, I'm never gonna be able to buy these things. They're too expensive. And a lot of this stuff has gone down. It's just like, wow. I just cannot believe that this stuff has like no longer not no, desired is a good word. Another one that I own now. Spell it right. Yes. Where is it? These. Let's go for that's the size I have. This, let me see if it shows it. See if it shows it. There. Literally. This shoe was almost 1,000 plus when it first came out. I remember paying when I bought my dad's pair around like $600 for this shoe. For my mom's pair, I got them retail, thankfully. But like, I didn't have a pair for myself. I was like, this is a thousand. This is $1,000 plus shoe. The pair that I have right now, I bought them for like 250, brand new. And it's just a shell. It feels crazy to think about. Like I'm sure whoever's like watching this, you probably have some shoes where you're like, man, I overpaid, or perhaps you even underpaid because like, wow, this shoe used to be 1,000 plus. and now it's sitting at 350. This shoe has always been under retail, but this being closer to retail because these retailed for around 225 plus shipping, so 250, 100 bucks over. That's not terrible, but like this, like I said, 1,000 plus, almost 1,000. It's kind of insane to think about. Then another one I want to look at. Let's see. I'm trying to think of something that a lot of people own that's not as valuable as anymore. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, reliable. Oh, reliable. I could be using either or, but this is like the biggest example. Look at that. I know this is probably just the lowest price, but that's insane. This shoe was like a $700 shoe. Let's see. Yeah, yeah, around that. When it first came out, it dropped to like around 500 and then it slowly kept going, 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 going. I wouldn't be surprised if they hit like 300, like the floor, like 300, which is crazy. I don't have this. I don't want them because it's just not my color. The green pair is nice. It's just it's crazy because these shoes were the ones that were reselling nonstop back like in 2022 and 2023. When did these come out? Let me see. Yeah, like 2022. This shoe you would see everywhere. And that was like this was before Asics and New Balances and stuff like that. So it just feels so crazy to just watch all the shoes that you thought that were grails, right? Just be not like brick, not I don't like using the term bricks, but like become obtainable now, which is kind of it's a good thing. Which don't get me wrong, I'm very happy about. Which is like wow, it's just like I don't know how to describe it because you're like yo, every single thing that I wanted is just I can do it in like a few weeks now. I can buy this shoe in like a few weeks or like 2 weeks or even a week, depending on how much you work. I'm not saying go spend money on the shoes that you couldn't get in high school, but like now it's like reason. It's not it's like it's more reasonable than it was before to be able to buy the shoes. And then where else? What other shoe is kind of similar to that? Now that I think about it. Oh, this is perfect. This entire model. Where are they? Where are they? Not that one. Um, there we go. Not the reimagined. This is like a $600. This was like a 600 $700 shoe. It's kind of insane thinking about it, but like this was like a $600 shoe a few years ago, basically. So it just feels so weird. I don't have the. It's like giving me the chart, and I don't use StockX to make an account enough to make an account. I don't think I've ever bought in through here. I can also that's another video I'm gonna that's probably gonna be a hate manifesto for StockX. But man, this shoe when it first came out was sitting for retail and then it crept up to like 600 bucks and now it's going back down. I sold my pair almost 2 years ago. I might end up getting another pair of these, and like because I don't like the reimagined pair is cool. Like I'm not knocking you if you have the reimagined pair, but this I just like this better. I just like the fact that it's new buck, even though it's hard to take care of. To me, it looks better, and to other people, it might not look better. Which to each his own. More power to. Another, another one. What's a big shocker one? You know what? I might as well do shoes that rose. Perhaps these did rise in money value. They did. Okay. So This I ended up getting for 90 bucks on the resale market when they when they restocked them after his contract ended. Now they're kind of just all over the place. Like he did drop the $20 ones, which I guess it's a substantial. It's the same thing. Like I'm not gonna lie to you, it's the same thing. You just have to wait like 6 months, and hopefully they arrive at your door. But like $200 for slides is kind of just insane. So when they were originally like 90 bucks before, they kind of just discontinued them entirely because of all of Kanye's uh comments, for lack of a better explanation. Just very, very sad. That could be another video too of just wasted potential with this whole line. I mean, I wouldn't. I yeah, you can because this 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 line basically carried Adidas for a long time. That might sound like a hot take now, but like for a long time, this was the only thing people were wearing from Adidas besides like Ultra Boost and NMDs. That's also another. That's another like shoe slash model that tanked over time. So probably gonna do. Let me see. Hmm, what's another pair? Oh, everyone's favorite. I'm saying everyone, like people all like this shoe, but it's very wearable. Let me see. Please. No, I'm not logging in. But this shoe used to be, there you go, like 600 bucks, brand new, less than 300, less than 300, all of it, a little over 300 in a size 13 for the big foot people. Even for the small foot people, still like less than retail. You got a 3.5. I'm sorry. Um, you're gonna have to look for another shoe. But even this shoe right here, this was another $500 shoe, and it's about to be retail. I think it's actually around retail, like extremely close. But like, I'm planning on buying this because it's just that nice. Jordan ones in general are like dead, which is a good thing because Jordan ones look nice. If you want to stock up on some Jordan ones and just not wear them for a little bit, and then when they become hot again, then you bust them out. Fair, fair. I got nothing against it because they're just so cheap, so cheap. I don't like these. They wasted these. I don't like that Air Jordan. I get it. The sample, the sample is like, oh, this is what he had in the promotion art, but not a fan. Should have if they would have just kept that jump the logo, the Air Jordan logo, they would have still been under retail, but they would have sold out, you know. Um, trying to think. Let's go to a different brand actually. Let's do something very weird. Hidden NY. There you go. These are actually under retail, which I was surprised about, considering that, the original Hidden NY pair was a lot more expensive. These do look really nice in person, though. I bought a pair for 60 bucks, no box, and they're amazing. Like if this is kind of just turning into a list of stuff that I'm thinking about, oh, this is pretty nice if you want to buy it. But like I could not recommend these more. This is like the number one option. If you're looking for something, you know, for Christmas, for somebody like, oh, maybe they love Asics and you want to get them something that not a lot of people have, get them these. Because you were just like, okay, it kind of looks like a regular Asics, but most people don't know it's a collab, and that's kind of a good thing because it's one of those niche collabs that you know. If you know, you know. Oh, this is another one. The protection pack. These used to go for $300 plus, man. I remember this like it was yesterday because all it basically was. But certain colorways, let me see. Are the pink ones still? There's pink ones that I really like. 2002 are pink. There you go. Yeah, okay. Maybe not all of them. But like these, I wish they would go under retail. Please hit like $100 and I'll buy them. These are pretty nice too. Under retail. A lot of them are under retail, which is a great thing. I just looking 2022, 2023, and 2021 were just kind of like everyone's gonna buy everything because of like some of the stimulus checks that everybody was getting. They're like, oh yeah, we could just splurge on a few things, like luxury stuff and stuff like that. And a bunch of people, I feel like all the stuff that's getting listed now is just a bunch of people like realizing it's like I don't really need this anymore. This is from the pandemic, so you know it's time to get rid of it. And that's why everything is going for so cheap and like shoes and even like certain luxury stuff. I'm not very knowledgeable in luxury, so I can't really speak too much of it. But like it kind of just feels like the whole thing is plunging, and then even the market, like for the recession and stuff like that, shoes are in a bad spot for people that sell them, which I don't want to sound like I'm happy about because that is people's livelihoods, but then again, job. Um, but for a buyer, it's great. Like if you're gonna buy shoes, now's the time. You want to buy shoes for your like family, you'd be like, oh, let me put them onto some cool stuff for like Christmas or a birthday, or um yeah, I can't think of another holiday off the top of my head. You buy stuff for Thanksgiving. You're one of those people. Or even like Secret Santa or like Friendsgiving. Go for it. Like some of these shoes are cheap. You get them a pair of Jordan ones, like those like some $100 Jordan ones. Go for it. Like it's cool. Like they're not gonna know. I'm not saying that as like a messed up thing. It's like, oh yeah, you're buying them stuff under resale because everything's under retail. You could just do it. It's such a great time to buy stuff, but it's so crazy looking back on like all the stuff that personally both I and like my friends at the time had wanted to like own, and now it's just like wow, it just shows how much the market moves up and down, and how much people can just straight up change the prices based off of interest alone. Which right now interest is low. Everyone moved to Pokemon cards. Every sneakerhead, I'm doing air quotes, but every sneakerhead that was super into shoes, they would never leave them, have moved on to where are they? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? The boo boos. Um no, has moved on to, Pokemon, which I like Pokemon. This isn't a Pokemon channel, so I'm not gonna spend too much time on it, but like, you know, you weren't really a sneakerhead in the first place. You were just kind of here to make some money. But to each his own. I guess whoever likes Pokemon now, they're gonna do the same thing. They're gonna go from oh man, Pokemon's not hot. Now it's gonna go to now shoes are hot again, and then vice versa. You know, hopefully they don't move to Yu-Gi-Oh. But anyways, that's about it for this recording. I just clicked Adobe Premiere. Oh my God, what a scuffed. Oh no, that was MSI. That was such a scuffed outro. You know what? I'm gonna leave that in. I'm gonna leave that in. Why not?